Hi everyone. Today I wanted to do a review on these SSO SIB suspenders for war belts. I've had these for 5, maybe even 6 months. I've used these when I've been hunting, hiking up mountains a lot in the winter as it is right now, and when it was warmer too. I've been using this through all sorts of different climates, or that's not really the right word, seasons, and it's been holding up really well. Before I talk about this, I wanted to start though with a little bit of why even use kind of this older style of war belt. And this isn't SSO's war belt. These suspenders are made to use with their war belt, but it'll work with anything. This is just a really old Condor belt that I've had for, I don't even know how long, tons and tons of years. And it's holding up. I'll get around to replacing it eventually. But yeah, let me start with that. So the reason that I am using this type of belt and these types of suspenders instead of your more sort of in fashion, vogue, sort of Ronin style of belts is because of kind of how it is right now and where I'm at with the temperatures and stuff like that. These Ronin type of belts, I tend not to be able to use them for most of the year because when you're wearing a winter jacket, it's just hard to reach because, you know, as these Ronin belts, the way that these Ronin belts attach, just in case you're not familiar, I want to go over it a little bit. You just put on the Velcro underneath part and then throw this on over. Really easy, but I noticed that these don't really work as well in the colder environments because then you're wearing clothes that tend to cover that part of your belt. I do, however, want to add that I've heard some people mention that you can wear these Ronin style of belts over a jacket. I personally haven't tried it. This belt that I'm showing in the video isn't mine, and I cannot possibly make it fit me because it's just a very different size. But on the other hand, from what I have read, I've heard of people not having as much luck with trying to put these types of belts over jackets. So I don't know. I would assume it wouldn't work very well just because it is designed to be held in place by the Velcro, but I could be wrong, and that's totally fine. So that's why I still go with this older style of war belt so that I can wear it over jackets, and then I just wear it a little bit higher than where my actual belt line is. Now, as for why I chose these SSO suspenders, these SIB specifically suspenders, because they do make others as well, is that they are thin to wear under a vest or a rig or, you know, a plate carrier, anything like that, but they're also wide, so they spread out the weight of your gear a little bit better as well. It seems like it's kind of hard to find something like this. So these suspenders for me, they solve 2 problems. The first of which, like I said, I wear this belt, this type of belt, for use in the winter when it is colder. But I noticed that, especially with this jacket, this is a pretty thick, it's a warm jacket, but it's pretty thick and padded. And I noticed that before I had these suspenders, so like I said, I've had this belt for quite some time, only had these suspenders for about half a year tops. And what I noticed is if I wasn't wearing the suspenders and was just wearing this normally, I noticed a lot when I was hunting that these would just ever so slowly over time, they would just kind of push down, and then they're kind of sitting weird at my hips. And the solution around that would be you could really tighten it down, but if you have ever done that and you're walking around a lot, I noticed, because I tried it when I was hiking up that mountain, get this really weird pain in your upper sort of hip because it's like pushing in on those bones. Maybe it's just because I'm a string bean. Like if I turn to the side, I'll basically disappear like a piece of paper that you turn on the side. But at least for me, it really crushes in and it is incredibly painful. So I wanted some way to hold them up. And the second reason is a little bit of a convenience factor. This kind of has to do with the different seasons and all that as well, is that whenever it's winter, I would need to adjust this belt a little bit because of how thick this jacket is. Otherwise, it would just be so tight I wouldn't even be able to fit it over this. But then back in the summer, I would need to tighten this back up in the summer so that it would actually fit me and not just fall all the way down. So with these suspenders, the way that it solves that problem is I just kind of have this belt now at it's like a little bit on the loose side for summer, and maybe a little bit on the tight side. So kind of like right in between, where it's still comfortable either way, but it's not like super tight. Like if I didn't have these suspenders here and I was actually walking, these would fall down. But it's just easy because then I don't have to adjust it between the summer and winter. as I said, it's just a convenience thing. It's kind of annoying to keep having to do that. As for the quality of these suspenders, I don't know if you'll be able to see this with the current lighting, but we have some really strong stitching right there, and all of the stitching on this is like that. You may notice right here, I have my suspenders here in a bit of a weird configuration. As you can see, I crossed them in the back. There's no real reason to do that. This is made to just, you know, go straight down, but I was just like, whatever. Like I said, there's no reason. I just did it. But then the other kind of actual weird thing, so if you remember at the start of this video, I mentioned that these suspenders are made for use with SSO's belts, and their belts have one more D-ring on each side than this Condor belt does. And so if I flip this inside out, you can see there's another strap here. I just stitched the extra strap on both sides, and it just gets it out of the way. Otherwise, it's kind of annoying. To have it dangling down, can get caught on things and all that. But yeah, just stitched it up on both sides, and now it's perfect for this belt setup that I have going here. And on the note, actually, here's another thing I can mention. I was looking at a few other suspenders when I was trying to decide on this, and a lot of them attach with well, I don't know. It seems like they all have different ways of attaching, but this one, just you just thread it through and then just loop it back through here to attach it. You can see to your D-rings there. Pretty straightforward. If you want to take this on and off a lot, this will be really annoying, and would definitely not recommend it in that case. This would just, it's not quick detach by any means. In my case though, I always wear it like this, so it works perfectly fine. And it can also be less rattling around when you don't have all those quick detach everywhere. Another nice thing about these is these do have a huge amount of room for adjustment. I'm pretty tall, like I said, I'm like really thin, really tall. I am the quintessential string bean, and even then I was able to get these perfectly adjusted for myself. It did take a while, but once you get it, if you just have it attached all the time, you can just kind of forget about it and just leave it like that. I haven't had to adjust the height of this at all between the winter and the summer. I did mention earlier, you can wear this, and this is a big reason why I chose this, is they're thin, but also wide. As I said, you can wear this under vests and all the like, but I didn't actually show that, so I'll go ahead and show that right now. And here it is under an SSO strike vest. If you're interested in how this vest is, I've done a review on this as well. I'll put a link to it in the description below. But yeah, I don't want to spend too much time on that. But as you can see, you can't really notice. I mean, maybe you can see a little bit of the strap underneath. But yeah, this fits perfectly fine underneath whatever you wear. And I've tried this under plate carriers. Obviously, I've worn it with this a lot because this is my personal vest that I tend to wear with everything. And yeah, these suspenders have worked great. Like I said, I have hunted in all this and tested it that way, and it's held up. I do hunt with all this stuff on, which maybe is a little bit overkill, but you know, it works, and may as well. So it's a good way to test the gear as well. And then the last thing I wanted to cover, if you are looking to pick some of these up for yourself, I picked mine up through eBay. There's a seller, I believe, I don't even know how it would be pronounced. I think it's Woodage. I'll put it up on the screen here. That's where I bought it from. These used to be on Gray Shop. When I was looking at buying these, I had noticed them before because I do shop on there fairly frequently, and yeah, they don't sell them there anymore. So I guess these are a little bit harder to find now. Hopefully you can still find them by the time this video goes up. These are available in black and also in green. Obviously I got it in the green. I prefer everything in green. But that does it for these SSO SIB suspenders. I think they're really good. Otherwise, thanks for watching. See you.